Dear students, welcome on our YouTube channel, online live classes. In last class, we have discussed about the Coulomb's law and the numerical problems, vector formulations related to Coulomb's law. In today's class, we are continuing this electrostatic part, class 12 physics. Our chapter is chapter number 1, it's electrostatics. In today's class, we have discussed about the electric field and electric field lines. Electric field lines. First thing, what is electric field? It means when we are talking about the electric field, in case of the Coulomb's law, we are studied about the formulations of the two different charges. They are to be applying the force upon each other. But in this case, we are considering a particular charge, and suppose it is to be the charge Q. It contains a particular region surrounding of it when the any other charge, like it is to be the Q naught, when this charge is to be moving into that particular region, it feel a force. It means Q naught feel a force. It is to be the electrostatic force, and the nature of this force may be attraction force or may be repulsion force. It means the electric field, it is to be defined in terms of it is the region surrounding of any charge when any other charge moving into that particular region, then that charge feel a force in terms of the attraction or the repulsion. It means generalized formulations. Suppose it is to be the charge Q. Now this charge is to be considered as the source charge. It is to be the source charge. And next Q naught, it is to be the test charge. Means we are just using this Q naught to testify the region surrounding of the source charge when this Q naught is to be feel the force in terms of the attraction or the repulsion force. In mathematical formulations, we can represent these formulations. The electric field, it is to be represented by limit Q tends to 0, it is to be F upon Q naught. Here we are considering the Q naught, it is to be the test charge, and the F, it is to be the force between this source charge and this test charge. It means this force is to be calculated with the help of the Coulomb's law, and it is to be divided by that particular test charge, and we are able to get the electric field or the electric field intensity for that particular charge. Here the meaning limit Q naught tends to 0. Why we are just to be making Q naught tends to 0? Here there are the few important points. The source charge Q, it is to be the source charge. We are considering this charge always a positive charge. We are taking out the source charge always positive charge. Why we are taking out source charge as a positive? What are the reason behind this? The reason behind this, if we are considering a negative charge in terms of the source charge, then this negative charge is directly attracting the other test charge. It means there is no need of that particular electric field surrounding of it. There is always a force in between that particular test charge and the source charge. That's why we are always consider the source charge as a positive charge. Now we are talking about the test charge. Again the test charge Q naught, it is also to be taken out the positive charge. Q naught, it is to be test charge and it is taken out at positive. The same formulations, if we are considering the Q node, it is to be negatively charged test charge. It means there is a attraction force in between the positive and negative charges, and this particular test charge always feel a force in terms of the attraction towards this source charge, whether the electric field is to be exist or not. That's why we are considering the test charge it is to be positive charge. And the another formulations, we are taking out as minimum as possible, the numeric value as minimum as possible. The reason why we are considering the test charge as minimum as possible, because we are just to be identifying or define the electric field for that particular source charge. If we are considering Q node in terms of a particular quantitative value, then it is also to be showing its own electric field. That's why if it is to be having its own electric field and the source charge it is also to be having its own electric field, then we are not considering this charge as a test charge, because if it is to be having the electric field for itself, then it is to be considered as the source charge. That's why we are considering the test charge in terms of the positive, and its value it is to be taken out as minimum as possible. And the electric field it is to be defined in another word, force per unit charge. It is to be defined in terms of the force per unit charge. As per this basic formulations, here it is to be the force and it is the charge. If we are just to be dividing the force into the charge and we are getting out the force per unit charge, it means the electric field is also to be defined in terms of the force per unit charge. Now we are talking about the unit of the electric field. The unit of the electric field, as per the formulation, the unit of the electrostatic force in terms of the Newton and the charge in terms of the Coulomb. It means the unit of the electric field, it is to be Newton per Coulomb. And here we are considering the another unit in terms of the volt per meter. It is to be discussed when we are discussing about the electric potential. There is a relation between the electric potential and the electric field. E equal to minus dV upon dr. Here dV it is to be the voltage in terms of the volt, and dr it is to be the displacement in terms of the meter. This entire formulation is to be discussed into the next chapter when we are discussing about the electrostatic potential. So these are the units for that particular electric field. Now it is to be a vector quantity, because force is a vector quantity. That's why it is also to be a vector quantity. Now in vector formulation it is to be represented in E vector equal to limit q tends to 0 f vector upon q naught. Earlier we had discussed about it. Q naught, the charge, it is to be the scalar quantity. Now we are considering the force upon a charge into the electric field. In this case, we are considering a particular charge, and this charge is to be placed into any electric field. Suppose here we are considering it is to be the electric field, and the arrows representing the direction of the electric field, it is to be the electric field. Here the charge Q, it is to be placed in that particular electric field. As per the nature of the charges, there are the two possibilities. In first case, when we are considering case number 1, our Q it is to be greater than 0, or our charge it is to be positively charged. Here the charge is to be positive. In this case, the force upon that particular charge, as per the formulations E equal to F upon Q. Now this force F, it is to be in terms of the Q into E. Now it is to be the formulations when the charge is to be placed into any electric field. then the force felt by that particular charge, it is to be equal to the multiplications of electric field intensity and that particular charge. In earlier classes, when we are discussing about the force between two charges in terms of the Coulomb's law, but dear students, the basic difference between this force and the Coulomb's force is applicable when we are considering the two charges. Here we are considering only single charges. It means when a single charge is to be placed into any electric field, then it is to be feel a force in terms of the attraction and repulsion due to the effect of source charge, and the quantitative value of this particular force is to be defined in terms of the F equal to Q into E. It is also in terms of the vector quantity. Here we are considering the force in terms of the positive plus Q charge, that's why it is to be the plus Q. In case number 2, when we are considering Q less than 0, it means our charge, it is to be negative. It means the charge that is to be placed into that electric field, it is to be negative. Here we are considering the electric field upon a negative charge when it is to be placed into the electric field E. Then it is to be similar to the positive charge, but the direction of the force, it is to be opposite, and we know that the force, it is to be a vector quantity. If we are having the two vectors, they are to be opposite in direction, it means they are to be represented in terms of the negative vector. That's why here we are using the sign F equal to minus Q into E. Here it is to be the force due to F minus Q in terms of the minus Q into E. It is to be the force due to plus Q, it is to be the plus Q into E. Next, the force, it is to be the vector quantity, that's why we are talking about the direction of that force. Here, the direction of the force, when we have placed a positive charge plus 2 into the electric field, then the force direction is to be same as the electric field. It is to be the F plus 2. Here, we are just to be marked that direction of force is same as direction of electric field. Direction of electric field. Clear? Okay. Next we are moving upon the second case, when we are placed a negative charge into the electric field, like it is to be the electric field, and the direction of the electric field is to be this. We have placed a negative charge into that particular electric field, then the direction of the force, it is to be opposite to the direction of the electric field. Here, the direction of that particular force, it is to be opposite to the direction of electric field. It means here we are considering the two important points. First one is in terms of the quantitative value, the force upon the charge, it is to be in terms of the F equal to Q into E. If we are considering positive charge, then it is to be plus QE. If we are considering negative charge, then it is to be minus Q into E. Now, the directions for the positive charge, the direction of the electric field and the force are to be same, but for the negative charge, they are to be opposite. Clear? Okay. It is to be the basic definitions of the electric field and the force upon a charge due to electric field. Now we are moving upon the next part. It is to be the electric field intensity for a point charge. The electric field intensity, due to a point charge. Here we are considering a charge Q, and we are just to be considering the another charge Q naught. It is to be the test charge. Here we are just to be trying to calculate the electric field due to this point charge. This Q charge, it is to be considered as the point charge. Now here we are trying to calculate the electric field due to this particular point charge, and it is to be calculated with the help of this test charge Q naught. And earlier we have discussed the Q naught, the nature of that particular Q naught. It is to be positive, and the nature of the source charge, it is also to be positive. That's why they are to be same in nature. It means the force between these two charges, it is to be the repulsion force. It means this source charge Q, it is to be applying a repulsion force upon that particular test charge. That's why the direction of the force, it is to be outward. Here we are considering the direction in terms of the outward direction. Now the direction of the electric field, it is to be positive charge. That's why due to the positive charge, the direction of the electric field, it is also to be the outward direction. Due to the positive charge, it is to be outward. Due to negative charge, it is to be inward. Here we are considering the source charge as a positive. That's why the electric field direction, it is to be outward. And due to the repulsion force, the force direction is also to be outward. Clear? Now we are applying the formulations. Here the force in terms of the Coulomb's force, electrostatic force K, Q1, in place of the Q1 we are using the Q, in place of the Q2 we are using the Q naught. It is to be the test charge, but here if you are considering, it is to be a system of two charges. One is to be the Q source charge, another is to be the Q naught, it is to be test charge. Now we are applying the Coulomb's law in between the Q and Q naught to find out the force between them. It is to be K, Q naught upon, if the distance it is to be R, then it is to be R square. Now the electric field formulations, as per definition, the electric field, it is to be equal to F upon Q naught. Now the value of the F, it is to be K, Q naught upon R square divided by Q naught. It is to be in terms of the divide by Q naught. Q naught is to be cancelled out with Q naught, and we are getting out the value KQ upon R square. It is to be the magnitude of the electric field due to that particular point charge Q. Here, if we are considering the vector formulations of this electric field, it is to be in terms of the KQ upon R square R. And it is also to be represented in terms of the KQ R vector upon RQ. Don't be bothered about the R square and the RQ. In this case, we are just to be considering the direction vector or the unit vector in terms of the vector formulations. As per the definition of vectors, we are already to be knowing that the unit vector, it is to be defined in terms of the vector upon magnitude of that particular vector. Here the magnitude, it is to be R, that's why R square into R converted into the RQ. Now the formulations, here the electric field, it is to be inversely proportional to R square, and it is to be directly proportional to the Q. Now the formulations, the electric field E, it is to be directly proportional to Q, and it is to be inversely proportional to R square. If we are plotting a graph between the E and Q, it is to be a straight line graph. When we are increasing or decreasing the value of the charge, and as per the value of that particular charge, the electric field intensity, it is also to be changed. If you are considering the Q, it is to be in terms of the 100,000 coulombs, then the electric field, it is to be greater. If you are considering the charge in terms of the micro coulombs, it means its electric field is to be lesser. That's why it is to be in terms of the directly proportional. then the graph between E and Q, it is to be the straight line graph. Next, the graph between the electric field intensity and the R, it is to be the distance between the test charge and the source charge. Here it is to be inversely proportional, that's why it is to be the graph E inversely proportional to R square. But the important thing, in sometimes question is to be asked in terms of the derive the expression for the electric field intensity due to a point charge and also plot a graph in between electric field intensity and 1 upon R square. Here the graph is to be asked in terms of the electric field intensity and 1 upon R square. So be careful about it. It is to be inversely proportional to R square, but if you are considering 1 upon R square as a constant term, as a uniquely defined term, like it is to be defined in terms of the P. Now E is to be directly proportional to P, that's why its graph, it is to be the straight line graph. Here the relation is to be converted in terms of the directly proportional. That's why the graph, it is to be the straight line graph. Clear? Okay. Next we will move upon the effect of the medium upon the electric field. Earlier we had discussed about the effect of the medium upon the Coulomb's force. In that particular case, we have discussed the force is to be decreases when we have placed the charges into any medium. And the same formulation is to be here. Here the heading is the effect of medium upon electric field. If we have placed our source charge into a particular medium, it is to be having the permittivity in terms of the EM, then the same formulations, because the formula of the electric field, it is to be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught kq upon R square. Now it is to be considered into the medium, then in medium it is to be EM 1 upon 4 pi epsilon m k q upon R square. Now this epsilon m is to be written down in terms of the epsilon naught epsilon r k q upon R square. Here we are just to be rearranging these formulations. 1 upon epsilon naught 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught k q upon R square. Now it is to be the basic formulations of these formulations. Now we can derive the formulations. The electric field into the medium, it is equal to the electric field into vacuum divided by epsilon r, or it is to be in terms of the E naught electric field into the vacuum divided by the K. Here the K, it is to be the dielectric constant. It means the generalized formulations, the electric field intensity into the medium, it is to be less than the electric field intensity into the vacuum. As per the force between the charges, they are to be decreased when the medium is to be changed. The force between charges, it is to be maximum when both the charges are to be placed into vacuum. The same formulations, if we are considering the formulations in terms of the electric field intensity due to point charge, and our point charge is to be placed into the vacuum, then electric field intensity is to be maximum. When this entire arrangement, it is to be put it down into any medium, then the electric field intensity of that particular charge, it is to be decreased by the factor of the permittivity of that particular medium. It means due to the effect of the medium, the electric field intensity, it is to be decreased, and it is to be similar to the force of in between the charges. Clear? It is to be the basic formulations of the electric field intensity and the point charge, electric field intensity due to point charge. Clear? If there is any doubt, you can comment into the comment box. I will reply as soon as possible. In next class, we are discussed about the electric field lines and the properties of the electric field lines. Thank you.